Listen up. I'm having a contest and anybody can win. I'm super excited.
Oh,
Joel,
yes.
you won the contest, bro.
Oh, man.
We found our winner, Joel Palacios. Congratulations. On the 4th of July, we did a contest where we allowed every one of our viewers, which at that point in time was around 600 or 700 people. So we had a very small audience and we were trying to grow our audience. So my dad had an idea. He's like, why don't you put a contest together where you give someone the opportunity to find a deal and you'll fund the deal and do everything. Here's Joel coming in. So we'll get into it with Joel. Joel, are you here?
I can hear you.
I just want to do an update with you because we didn't have a chance to do it last time. I'm going to let you talk about exactly what's happened so far from your perspective, and then I'll give mine.
We were working with some wholesalers and they were sending us property, 10, 15 properties per week. And I made a list. You showed me how to look through the properties, see if we can make a good investment on the properties. And I made a list of 5 properties and I contacted the wholesaler. And the number one property that I had listed, which was my first pick, we ended up getting it, winning the bid. I put an offer on it and we won the bid, and now we're waiting to close on the property.
You were very quick to pick up the information. Every call I felt was productive. I didn't need to like hold your hand and say, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And so you did everything that you said. You figured it out very quickly. We ran through the preliminary numbers. We got the property for $286,000, right?
Right.
We projected that it's going to cost us about $42,000 in repair costs, $22,000 in sales costs, and we figured it was going to cost us $15,000 in loan costs. And then what we came up with, our projected sales price was about $440,000, $450,000, somewhere in there. After all those numbers, we were about $86,000 in gross profit, we'll call it. Does that sound about right?
Yes, you're pretty on. I have the numbers written down right here. Yep.
How many total contest entries did we have?
Like 80.
80. Out of 80, 31 actually followed the instructions, the basic instructions.
And I even commented on one of your videos when you were saying, why nobody wants this money, nobody wants, and I'm like, shh, don't tell nobody, because then
Yeah, I was like, dude, that was the funniest thing. I'm like, this is the best opportunity to win, but nobody else wanted to take a chance, right? And you took a chance, and we might be whacking up 80 grand. Who knows? You know what I mean? Hopefully, my hope is that I gave you the biggest check that you've ever seen. I'll see you Monday. Call me if you need anything, okay?
All right, thank you, Troy.
All right, see you, bud.
Bye.
All right, in closing, here's the deal. This guy took a shot. Joel Palacios took a shot. He had nothing to believe in me. We have no written contract, but it's all over the freaking internet. So I'm doing exactly what I said I was gonna do, and he's doing exactly what he promised to do, and therefore, we may make not just one deal, but maybe this turns into something else, and that's the whole point. But what did I gain? I gained a guy who is willing, ready, and able and capable of doing this flip, possibly with just some small mentoring on his own, because he's in the construction business. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and make sure you take chances in life that are calculated, and you have nothing to lose. And you had nothing to lose by entering this contest. So the next time I got a contest, you better enter.
Here we go. The start of a new chapter. I want to succeed in this endeavor.
Joel.
What's up, Trey? How you
Nice
doing?
to meet you. Good
Same
job,
here.
man. Appreciate it. Just to let you know, we're with Joel Palacios, and I always spell your name wrong on the back end, so I'm not gonna try to spell it on the front end.
Well, I found you on TikTok, and you were having a contest. Not a lot of people entered, and I did all the requirements for the entry. I was fortunate enough to win. You basically taught me how to look for a home, and I was highly motivated to get this endeavor started, start this new chapter in my life. You told me you weren't gonna just hand me the $20,000, that I was gonna have to work for it, and that pushed me even more.
We found this property 2 weeks ago Friday, right?
Correct?
We were going through just typical comps. So basically, the first thing I did, I was like, oh great, we're in Houston. I was excited that the guy who wins the contest is in Houston, because I know Houston is a great market. How many people live in Houston? I don't even know.
Hey Siri, what is the population of Houston, Texas?
It says 2 million too, but whatever. Okay, we'll go with that. On Google, it says 2.3 million, but I know it's like the 7th largest market in the United States. Like, you know, LA, I think Phoenix is above it or whatever. You looked at a couple different properties. How many properties would you say you went through on the comp side of things?
20 to 30 properties a week. He was giving me my homework at least 2 or 3 a day. So I found this one, and when I actually emailed the wholesaler, he said that it was actually sold. And then I responded, I was a little too late to pull the trigger on this. I really wanted this one.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, let me check. It might still be for sale. And he responded with, hey, we still do have it.
So funny thing is, when he found this deal, we had told the guy, like, we executed right away. Like the minute we found it, we executed right away. How quickly did we execute?
Within 3 hours.
Yeah, within 3 hours, we signed the contract. He viewed the property. We went, I think you had viewed the property before. I had like an hour to wire in $7,500. So it was like, okay, I know he's got it. We went through the numbers. We gave ourselves a 30% or 15% contingency.
Correct.
15% contingency based on all the stuff that we priced out. We told the guys the day of the phone, the day we put this in the contract, that we needed access the whole day. This is a vacant property. There's nobody living here. That message failed to get to one of the people. They basically told us we're not going to be able to get you access, is kind of what the text were going back.
And typically, right, when you sign an agreement with the wholesaler, you are allowed access to the property so you can get your contractors in and get bids on the property, do your own inspections. Correct?
Correct. But I've never been in the property. I've never been in the Houston market. What's our plan today? I haven't even asked you about it so far.
The plan today, we will get access around 2 o'clock. I already set up 3 contractors to come in, a plumber to come in and do a sewer scope. The contractors will give us bids on just on the scope of work, but it's gonna be a cosmetic upgrades. And we're basically gonna tear out the flooring, redo the kitchen, keep the cabinets. We're gonna try to save the cabinets, redo the 2.5 baths, and tape and float paint.
Talking about floating and stuff like that, that's just smoothing out drywall,
Correct.
Fixing the paint. We're gonna probably open the floor plan up a little bit from what I understand in
Yes.
there. But we're not gonna be able to get inside till 2 o'clock. Then we're gonna go drive the comps, see what those look like, drive the neighborhood, see what those look like, and then we're gonna go pick out materials based on assumptions of what should sell. And one thing I noticed when I was driving here, because I was really trying to pay attention to like everything around here, and I could see which ones are flipping, and they're all painting them white or like a beige white or like a gray. I don't know if we keep that wrought iron, because I think that wrought iron is beautiful if we paint it a different color, but we're definitely painting the brick. We're definitely gonna need to, I'll tell you another thing is, we're gonna need to clean the roof to make it look like it's brand new. There's gonna be a pressure washer, and whoever we hire, we gotta make sure he knows what the heck they're doing, because otherwise they'll start blowing shingles off for us. But there's a certain treatment that we can do that shines it all up and makes it look new. Since we don't have access, we're gonna get the interior walk done with Joel right now.
So this is about maybe 1.5 inch gap between the concrete. So if funding is available, we're gonna lift this concrete up just to make it nice and smooth, because there is a sizable gap right here.
What I told him the other day is we put all the money in the inside first. We get everything that we're gonna do on the inside first, meaning the house. The house is the first thing we touch. Not just the inside, but the whole house. And then we look at our funding, where we're at the end, and then we make these determinations, because if we fix the driveway first and then we don't get the house done,
Correct.
we have a problem right there. So
The exterior of the home, I walked the property, there's really no foundation problems, no cracks in the brick. The siding looks in really good condition. There's no cracks, no molding. Everything looks caulked and sealed right. There was only a small part right here in the back, probably about 15 feet, that will need to be replaced. And it happened due to the gutters being full and allowing water to just get trapped behind there. And so right there is where we're gonna get that fixed up. And I already got a quote for that, so it's really not gonna be an expensive repair.
how much was your quote?
$300 just for the labor, but just the material is maybe $100, $150 in material.
So I can tell you, Houston's a great market to flip already, because labor, it seems to be inexpensive.
Yes, it is.
If you take this in Kansas City, that's a $1,500 repair.
Okay.
So we might be able to get this done for like $500-600.
Correct.
And then we have to fix the top of the roof too.
So when I was talking about it's the soffit and the fascia.
Okay. So for those who don't know what a soffit and a fascia is, will you walk them through what the difference is? Because I get this question all the time.
So the soffit is this underside, and usually there's vents in it to allow the attic to breathe, to let all the heat come out. And then the fascia is this board right here, where usually you can install gutters to the fascia. So as you see, this part is rotted out. It does need to be replaced, because you can notice that right away.
We're in the backyard. This is another area we probably are gonna have to replace it. Now looking at it, we probably wanna not do green.
Correct.
right? Because that's not in as it was when this house was built.
So this is a nice patio. Inside the tile, the groundwork, the tile is in pretty decent shape.
So I would paint this. So what I would do, suggest on this is we would want to pressure wash this, clean it all off, paint it. And then we just have to go take a look. I never replace windows in houses unless I have to.
Okay.
So we're gonna go look at those other flips. Windows typically, unless you're going super ultra high end, the realtors are gonna tell you, you gotta get new windows, you gotta get new windows. You never do. Let's go look around this side. In terms of a lot size, is this a good lot size for Houston?
Compared to the new homes being built, this is a football field right here. Because the new homes being built, they usually have around 10, maybe 15 feet of fence. So you walk right out and the fence is right there. So this size lot is about average for the older homes. We're probably gonna tear out all this shrubbery, you know, to open it up.
Got a little fence back there we probably need to take care of, even though it's on their side.
Or maybe we can, when we're doing the repairs, remodeling, we can talk to the homeowner.
100%.
And I know that when I repaired my fence, I redid it myself, and my neighbor, he just paid for the material.
Yeah, and that might be something that they're interested in do. If they know that we're flipping it, they may not be as willing.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. So we got a little bit of exterior work to do on the outside. What we're gonna wanna do is knock this stuff all the way down, make it trim back. Anytime you got stuff that's touching the house, the inspector's gonna be like, oh, that's a rodent hazard, that's a this hazard, this is a this hazard. So we'll definitely have to cut this back. I don't know how popular these are. I think they're pretty, but they look like they're pretty hammered too.
Yep. And one plus was when I originally walked the property, I noticed that the electrical panel was recently replaced. When I spoke to the wholesaler, he said it was replaced last year. So that is up to code. And that's one thing that we don't have to worry about.
And can you tell just by an electrician looking at that thing how many amps are coming in?
So we got 125, it's basically normal. Usually
How do you check that right away?
Right here at the main disconnect right here, it tells you 125 amps.
Great.
So
that should be enough ampage for this house?
Yes, unless he wants to add a workshop, then he would have to upgrade the panel. Well, the new homeowner would have to do that.
Are you learning stuff?
Yes, I am. I'm learning a lot.
My teaching style is probably a little bit different than what you expected, right?
Okay.
I'm more about immersion. Yeah. Just get in it.
Yes,
No,
just steamroll.
Just go, we go into solution mode, that's what we do. So no matter what happens, we're gonna keep thinking of the solution, not the problem.
And I actually heard one investor says you can read all the books, you can listen to all the podcasts, but unless you actually put it into action and do your first deal, you're not actually gonna get the ball rolling.
This one made sense. Even the appraiser came back with a sales price of $425. When I advertised the contest, I said, we ain't going for less than 40, right? And so if this goes right, you stand to split up whatever those profits are right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
And I'm gonna be super excited to hand you that check because it may change your life. You may go into a completely different field, and hopefully that's, hey, we work up on something on Houston together.
And I've been motivated for the last month because I've been doing underground work, been working in a trench that's 10 feet deep out in this Texas heat. And then we had that big storm and it just caused a big old mess. So I was down on my knees digging out mud under these conduits that we ran for the power, the main power for the school. And it was just a big old mess, and it was just in my head, motivation. I got to succeed. I have to make this happen for myself.
And that's the deal, because you could just go spend the next 20 years doing the same thing, make a nice pension, retire. You're 38, right?
Yep.
You could retire when you're 58, 65, have your back's gonna be like that. You took a leap of faith, and I think a lot of people didn't enter this contest because they didn't believe it was actually happening.
And I had entered quite a few different contests, but man, this was the best one.
Well, you won.
I won. Yep.
All right, so let's go around this side of the house too. So landscaping hopefully is gonna stay at the budget. It looks like it might be a little bit more than what I anticipated. We got a nice front door. We just need to paint it so it pops.
And so this iron, it looks pretty stable. For the most part, it doesn't look rusted out. So what you were thinking, maybe we can paint it?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you don't wanna replace this stuff unless you absolutely have to. I don't think we have to, but we do have a lot of so here's another little trip that we're gonna do. We're gonna undo these or pull this part off and clean this up so it looks like it's a newer unit.
Okay.
We'll have the HVAC guys service this stuff. It might cost us $400 to service it, the whole thing. But sometimes things that just look old draw attention.
And yes, of course, and that was one thing that I noticed. But I did notice when I was inside, it was cold inside. So I know for a fact that the AC does work.
The house looks solid. So next plan is we're gonna go look at the comps. We should probably hop in your truck. It looks like it's
More space.
Need more space, and you know the area.
Okay.
So we'll roll with him and we'll see what happens. So if you are following me or if you subscribe to this channel, make sure you take a chance, get started in real estate. This guy did, and we're in Houston. I told him, when we get a contract, I'll fly down there. I've done everything I said I was gonna do. I missed a few Zooms. Stuff happens, you keep working through it, and we'll see what happens. And make sure you subscribe.